Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley. Hope you're doing well. As you can see by the title of today's video, today we are continuing the Scream franchise with Scream 3, released in 2000, directed by Wes Craven, of course. So I'm actually really excited to watch Scream 3 with you guys today because unlike what seems to be the majority of people, I actually love Scream 3. Is it as good as Scream 1 or Scream 2? No. It's different, but similar to the first two films, I have just an immense nostalgia for this one and just that time period of when it came out. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get into the film. But yeah, if you are expecting me to completely drag this film, not gonna happen. You're gonna have to tune back in for my Scream 4 video for that. But yeah, I want this intro to be pretty short. Let's get into Scream 3. Gosh, I love this opening scene with Cotton. Still doesn't touch the first one or the second one, but still really, really solid. Oh my gosh, the nostalgia is just so crazy for me. Like, I remember, I was too young to see this in theaters in 2000, but I remember like the trailers for it, and I remember like begging my grandpa to take me to the video store as soon as it got released on video so that we could buy it. Oh, I was ecstatic to own Scream 3 on VHS. I absolutely adored this film. Such good times.
So, you a big 100% Cotton fan?
Yeah, 110%. 100% Cotton. Cheeky. Cheeky Wes Craven. I love it. What If? What If by Creed. Such a great song. Oh my god, I remember like the VHS tape. It included the music video for What If by Creed. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure you guys have totally seen this music video by now, but if you haven't, check it out. It's like hilarious. It has like David Arquette and the members of Creed getting chased by Ghostface. It's so like late 90s, but it's so entertaining. I know a lot of people have a problem with the voice changer in this one. It like never bothered me. I guess the film is just so entertaining in other ways that like my mind just never went there. It never questioned, is this possible? Is this completely ridiculous? Maybe. I didn't care. Cotton in the white pantsuit, iconic. It's giving Mrs. Loomis from part 2. Love. You see, she had fight, she just didn't know who the heck she was supposed to be fighting. A lot of backstabs. A lot of backstabs in Scream 3. Almost everyone gets stabbed in the back. Cotton. 100% Cotton. Now you lose. It's a great opening. It's a great opening. There's our final girl. Ugh, she's so good in this one. I mean, she's good in everything, but I don't know. Something about Sydney in Scream 3 and just like where she is in life. She's living like isolated with a fake name. I don't know. I find this Sydney to be very interesting in a different way than the previous two.
As the future journalists of America, there is one thing that you need to remember.
Yes, I know the bangs. I know everyone loves to talk about the bangs. I mean, I don't know what I can possibly add to the conversation. I just know that even as a kid, I was like, what the hell's up with the bangs? So, I know in my previous Scream videos, I talk about how they really got right the balance between humor and the horror aspects of those films. Now, I do think with Scream 3, it is definitely much more of a comedy. It's definitely still a horror movie, but it's a lot more camp, like with the characters, like with, for example, Parker Posey and just other characters. I mean, I still enjoyed the film as a whole. I mean, it essentially went through hell behind the scenes. I'm sure you guys are aware of kind of like the backstory, you know. It came out in 2000. It was originally supposed to come out late 1999. Columbine happened in April of 1999. And you know, just the whole violence in media conversation. I mean, those themes were brought up in the first two Screams, of course, but just everything in regards to that and, you know, violence in cinema and media at this point in time, it was just wild. Like, people couldn't even wear trench coats anymore, you know? It was just insane. Like, the state of everything at that time. And there was even supposed copycat incidents, like before this film even came out, just after the first two, of literal copycat incidents, stalking cases that were supposedly related to the Scream films. So, and I know people still love to blame horror movies, like people to this day still do that. But yeah, they had to tone down the blood, the gore. They essentially wanted a bloodless film, but Wes Craven, you know, wasn't having that, of course. And there are still quite a bit of kills in this. They just are a little less bloody, of course. They ramped up the gore in part 4. But yeah, I guess just a lot of the kills and a lot of the gore in this one were toned down in an attempt to, I guess, just not sensationalize on the violence and to avoid further controversy in regards to that. I still really enjoyed this film regardless. It is one of the reasons I'm assuming that people don't like this film. It's just, I don't know, interesting to think about. And there's a much more comedic tone. I don't always love that aspect of it. I'm all for much more horror, less humor. And you know, like I said, the characters, they're just not as grounded and realistic or interesting as the side characters in Scream 1 or Scream 2. Like, Parker Posey's insane in this.
Well, surprise, surprise.
Someone dies and Gail comes running.
It's as if you don't exist.
That's the idea. Psychos can't kill what they can't find.
Breaks my heart. Also, I only learned recently, like within the last year or two, that she was wearing a wig during this movie. That Neve Campbell was wearing a wig. Like, what? Ah, yes, and the Maureen Prescott dream. This always scared the crap out of me. This movie does focus a lot more on Maureen and her kind of backstory, which I actually really enjoy. Trauma.
I don't understand why I had to start the scene in the shower. The whole shower thing's been done.
Vertigo, hello.
I mean, my boyfriend just died.
Why am I showering? She's so f***ing stupid. I love that imagery of like all the ghost face costumes like that. And this was such a good like setup. The kill, not so great, but this whole like her hiding in between the costumes and then you just see the knife slowly come down. It is so, so good. See, this right here. This right here is so good. Like her picking up the prop, all like the fake props. I don't know, I don't like that. I do feel horrible for her though. And there you go. Another stab in the back.
Joey, who gets killed third? Who gets killed third?
You do. Scream 3 is it's just so charming. I don't know. Like I said earlier, it's corny as hell. Like, it's camp. But there are still certain aspects to it that continue to make it feel grounded, and particularly it's all the scenes with Sydney. Because Neve Campbell is just so great in this. And of course we'll get to Scream 4 eventually, but I feel like what doesn't work with that one are just like the stupid jokes that the film makes right before someone gets killed. Like, it just ruins the whole tension. This one doesn't really do that. And yes, there's more blood in Scream 4, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the better film, in my opinion. Like, the characters in that one are just so bland, and it isn't even funny or charming like Scream 3 is. It's gonna be interesting when I cover Scream 4 because I know a lot of people love that movie. And I've said before, I don't like being negative on my channel when I'm talking about films, but it's gonna be tough not to be negative with Scream 4. I'm gonna get crucified on that one for sure.
Julie, Jennifer,
Scott Foley. NoelCrane.com. Patrick Warburton, so funny in this. Calls him Dewdrop.
Look at the buildings. The second story, there and there.
Oh my god, Maureen Prescott was at the backlight at Sunrise Studios.
Hey, I'm just checking to make sure there's no killer in here waiting to off you like he did your little sister.
What did you say? I can't believe
Dick.
you said- That makes me...
Another stab in the back. Yeah, the kills in this, they're definitely a lot more lackluster than the previous two. Again, I would still take this over
Where is
Scream
everybody?
4, which had a lot more blood. I'll take the charm over the gore, if that makes sense.
Everyone back inside! Don't panic.
Don't panic, everybody screams immediately. I love this whole like back and forth with them coming in and out of the house. I think it's great. Dewey, damn it. It's just always rolling.
Who gave you a place to stay? Who are you supposed to be protecting? Hey!
My lawyer liked that.
Please pick up. I want to make sure you're... okay. Sid.
Aw, I love Sydney and Dewey.
He found me. I'm no more safe there than I am here, and at least here I'm not alone.
She's wearing Derek's letters that he gave to her in Scream 2.
Surprise.
Sorry.
Heather Matarazzo. Ugh, if you haven't seen Welcome to the Dollhouse, watch it.
What are you looking at?
Nothing. Unhinged, but so iconic.
Told you to make a movie someday. Huh?
Oh my gosh. I remember always freaking out as a kid when this scene happened because they brought back my favorite character, Randy. It was just such a cool way to bring back that character, I think.
Paul, 15 minutes, I'm leaving my legacy.
15 minutes, Paul, damn. Scream 3 just has like so many quotes that I still say like to this day. Like probably even more than part 1 or 2.
Good luck, Godspeed, and for some of you, I'll see you soon.
Too sad. It's too sad. Such a good cameo from Jamie Kennedy. So this scene, they're trying to like recreate the bathroom scene in the high school from the first one, like with the feet rising up. Nice little callback, I think, to the original. I always thought this was like funny because I believe in the original script, Angelina, this character was supposed to be one of the 2 killers, which I guess they scrapped. And of course there's only 1 killer at the end, Roman, which makes Scream 3 the only Scream film to just have 1 killer, because there's typically 2.
I know it's weird because it's your life and all, but I wanted to make you proud, Sydney.
I mean, I have no issues with this character, but I don't really see her as like a killer. I like Roman on his own. I think that having him be the sole killer in this one was the right decision. And I've always been a huge fan of this sequence right here where she sees the house from the original and, you know, like the bloody kitty door where Tatum was supposed to have died. Like obviously it was all a movie set, but I always imagine like how messed up that would be. Like seeing scenes based on real tragic events that happened in your life. The trauma must have been just, woof. Oh my god, the Creed poster. This is so good. Another like recreation of the first film. Sydney's chase scene from the first film. I love it. Like I think this is really cool. And it's Sydney just reliving that trauma all over again. And this just, it's so creepy. It's so underrated creepy. No, 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 no.
I swear.
She's so good. She's so good.
You took the mask or you stole the mask?
I took it as like a souvenir.
Don't look at me, I didn't take shit.
Now
I love Dion Richmond. I grew up watching Sister Sisters, so to me he was always Tamara's boyfriend. Jordan is great. Even in this small role, he's hilarious.
There'll be other movies, Roman.
Not only did they
And Lance Henriksen, love him. This character is a total sleazeball, but Lance Henriksen is great. And I am going to be covering Near Dark very soon, so stay tuned. But yeah, I think Wes Craven was probably trying to tell us something here with this character.
Rena Reynolds. Who's Rena Reynolds?
But this whole scene is great. Because I just think of the bloopers from the VHS tape. Marine Prospect. I knew Marine Prospect. You're obsessed with her? And you're obsessed with her daughter!
Easy, Geraldo.
I'm a homicide detective, remember?
I know that Detective Kincaid is kind of supposed to be like, you know, red herring. I think it would have been cooler if they actually had made him the killer. I mean, I do love Roman. I just feel like we do have a little bit more of a connection with Kincaid because he is shown more. He's a little bit more developed, I think, than Roman. So it would have been a cooler reveal. Obviously, if they didn't make him so suspicious throughout the rest of the film, it would have been a cool reveal if he was actually, you know, Sydney's brother. But I still do like what they did at the end of this film with the whole killer reveal, which we'll get to. But I love this line coming up here.
Hey, detective. What's your favorite scary movie?
My life.
And this house, kind of similar to the whole, you know, Neve Campbell wearing a wig trivia. I only learned this like within the past couple years that this was the same house from Halloween H2O. Like the school that they're in H2O. I don't know why I didn't know that. I feel like it's something I should have known or should have like recognized. I never made that connection. So I was blown away because if you know me, you know that I love Halloween H2O. So I guess you learn something new every day.
Roman?
Okay, this scene always a little weird to me. Like it bothered me a little bit. So she finds Roman and look, she checks his pulse. I don't know, it's just like she checked his pulse. Like how do you fake that? Unless she's just stupid and doesn't know how to check a pulse, but I don't know. Because obviously he's not dead, so I think we could have done without that part. Again, the death scene is they're not anything special. It's just kind of like they run into Ghostface and they're dead.
Of course, why?
I love this whole sequence right here. It's probably one of my favorites. Where Roman he f***s up everyone in this room pretty much. In this scene, the whole thing with the mirrors is so messed up. We get a fabulous scream from Gale in every single Scream film, except the fourth one. I don't think we get one in the fourth one or the fifth one, but we definitely do in the first three.
How do I know that this is you, Gale, not the killer?
Don't you think that's what the killer would say? Oh, I love it. This, not so much. I don't know why they chose to do that like spinning of the knife shot. I've always thought it was just really weird. I never understood like why would there be a photo of her taken from what I assume was the bathroom in the high school from the first one.
You're dead. I don't want them. I want you. Don't you want to know who killed your mother?
Bulletproof vest. I love this.
Think again. It's your turn to scream, asshole.
Ah, I love it. I love it. I love it.
You want me, motherfucker?
Come and get me.
And 4 years ago, I actually tracked her down. She shut me out in the cold forever. Her own son.
She's like, who the f are you?
She said I was Rena's child and Rena was dead.
It's revealed that Roman was the one who kind of, I guess, convinced Billy to do what he did in the first one.
All the kid needed was a few pointers. Have a partner to sell out in case you get caught, find someone to frame.
Stu?
It was like he was making a movie. This is all because of you.
See, I can see how some people may not like that. To me, it doesn't change the original Scream. Like, the original Scream is still what it is. It's still fantastic. To be completely honest with you, I never watched Scream 1 and think, oh, it was really Roman who was behind all of it. I do still love Roman, though, and his whole motive.
You don't want to kill people, Roman, do you? Don't want to hear it! Because you choose to! There is no one else to blame!
I love her so much. She does get her ass beat by Roman here, and I hate it, but I love it too. This is a badass fight sequence. It is so brilliantly, like, choreographed. Like, they beat the shit out of each other. She gets kicked in the stomach, in the face, shot at. Oof.
Lose something?
Found something. I mean, of course we know she's okay because she has the vest on, but still. I was like, there's no way you're killing Sydney. Sydney Myers. So good. It's so good.
Roman? It was Roman?
She's like, I checked his pulse. I love that. I know some people hate that where she grabs his hand. I don't know. I thought it was a really nice touch.
Superhuman at all.
Hen! Come on, Dewey. He does learn his lesson in the 5th one. Unfortunately, it does not end well for Dewdrop.
For me. Will you sign up for me?
I just love them so much. Their, like, real life relationship really shows through, I think.
We're gonna start a movie.
What kind of movie?
You have to come and see.
I love this ending. I love it. It's so powerful. Powerful ending, but Sydney, close your door. So that was Scream 3. Powerful ending to a really awesome trilogy. Like, if they had never made more Scream films, which I am glad they did, because I love 5 and I'm really excited for the new one. But if they were to have stopped there, I think that would have been like a really satisfying conclusion to the trilogy. I really do. Listen, is Scream 3 a perfect film? No, not at all. Is it still enjoyable and entertaining? Absolutely. Always, every time, at least for me. Of course, we all have different tastes, you know, and that's fine. It keeps things interesting. But yeah, I definitely don't agree with the amount of hate that this movie seems to get from fans. Like, I know some people really despise this film, and I don't get that. I do think, like I said earlier, it is a lot more camp, a lot more comedic than the previous 2, which I don't like. But honestly, I think Scream 4 is way more comedic and corny, but like in a bad way. While I do think Scream 3 doesn't balance the humor and horror aspects as well as the first 2 did, I definitely think it does a better job at doing that than the 4th one did. That's just my opinion. Of course, we'll talk about Scream 4 when we get to it. But yeah, even if you're not a huge fan of part 3, I hope that you had at least a decent time watching it with me today on my channel. Take care, you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.